Hello and welcome to Barry's Basics, where our guides are straight to the point and strictly only the basics. In this guide, I will be going over the basics of Pyramid Plunder. Pyramid Plunder is a mini-game-like activity that is most commonly used to train the thieving skill. As far as requirements go, you will need at least level 21 in the thieving skill, with level 71 or higher thieving being recommended for better experience rates. You will also need to be able to access the city of Sophonim by partially completing Icthalaran's Little Helper, or by use of a Pharaoh's Scepter and selecting the Jal Savra teleport option. It is also recommended to complete the Contact quest for access to a nearby bank location. There are no required items to take part in the Pyramid Plunder activity, but it is recommended to bring lightweight clothing that provides prayer bonuses, like monk robes or god vestments, as you may need to use protection prayers, especially if you have a lower combat level. If you do not have access to protection prayers, or don't plan on using them, it may be helpful to bring armor with high melee defensive bonuses. As a final note, you may want to bring weight-reducing clothing, like the Graceful Outfit, or a mix of any of the previously mentioned armor setups depending on what works best for you. As far as your inventory goes, it is recommended to bring a form of poison protection, like anti-poison potions or antidote potions, food, energy restoration items like energy potions or stamina potions, and a teleport method for emergencies or resupplying if you have not completed the Contact quest. The pyramid in which this activity takes place can be found in the city of Sophonim, as indicated by the red circle on this map. I will only be covering the more common methods of reaching this location in this guide. The first method is by use of the Magic Carpet system, which requires a small number of coins to use. The second method is by use of the Pharaoh's Scepter teleport and then selecting the Jal Savra option. This will teleport you directly to the starting room for the Pyramid Plunder activity. Once you have reached the pyramid, you will need to speak with Tariq, who can be found just outside of the pyramid. After completing the dialogue with Tariq, you will need to enter the pyramid by attempting to enter one of the 4 doors on each side of the pyramid. Some of these entrances may lead to an empty room. If this occurs, simply leave the pyramid and try another door until you find a room with an NPC called the Guardian Mummy. Occasionally, this mummy may prevent you from entering one of the pyramid doors by reaching out of the door and pushing you away. If this occurs, continue to attempt to open this door, as this indicates that this is the correct entrance. The correct entrance will occasionally move, and you will need to repeat this process to enter. As a side note, if you have a Pharaoh's Scepter, you can simply use the teleport option mentioned previously to easily reach this room. Once inside, speak with the mummy to learn the rules of Pyramid Plunder. After the dialogue, you will have the option to begin the activity. The goal of Pyramid Plunder is to steal as much loot as possible from the inside of the pyramid before your allotted time runs out. An interface indicating the time you have left will appear on the top side of your screen upon starting the activity. Once this meter fills up, you will be kicked out of the pyramid. You can find loot by searching urns, chests, and the sarcophagus in each of the rooms within the pyramid. To begin, you will need to search the walls at the entrance of each room to disable any spear traps. When doing this, you can fail to disarm the traps and will take 1 to 4 damage. After you have disabled the spear traps, you can start to loot any of the previously mentioned objects or advance to a higher tier room within the pyramid if you choose to do so. When looting urns, you have a chance to be bitten by a snake, which will cause 1 to 4 damage and may also cause you to be poisoned. When looting the chest in the center of each room, you have a chance of triggering a trap which will release scarabs that will become aggressive to you. These scarabs have a maximum hit of 1, but attack at a very quick rate. These chests have a rare chance of providing a Pharaoh's Scepter when looted. When looting the sarcophagus, you have a chance of causing a mummy to spawn, which will become aggressive to you. Opening a sarcophagus will be interrupted by combat or toggling any prayers. Like the chest, you have a rare chance of finding a Pharaoh's Scepter when looting a sarcophagus. It is suggested to loot the chest and sarcophagus last so that you don't take unnecessary damage or get interrupted by any scarabs or mummies that spawn. You may also wish to bring a weapon to handle the scarabs so that you aren't interrupted when opening the sarcophagus. Once you have stolen the desired amount of loot from a room, you can move to the next room by use of the tomb doors around each room. When attempting to open one of these doors, you have a chance to fail to open the door and will need to attempt to open it again. Each room has 4 hidden doors, and only one of them leads to the next room, while 3 of them are false doors and cannot be entered. If there are other players in the room with you, you should take note of which door works for them, as the correct door is the same for any player who shares the room with you. As a side note, you can optionally bring a lockpick, which will provide a higher chance of opening these doors and may save a small amount of time. Once you are finished and ready to leave the pyramid, you can leave the pyramid by use of one of the exit doors as shown here, or wait for the time meter to fill up to be removed from the pyramid. As a general strategy for obtaining more experience from this activity, you should attempt to move through the easier rooms of the pyramid and rush forward to the last few rooms that your thieving level allows, while prioritizing the highest level room that you have the requirements for, as it will provide a higher amount of experience. If you are prioritizing thieving experience, avoid looting the sarcophagus in each room, as this provides strength experience in place of thieving experience. This strategy can be adjusted based on what you are comfortable with and on how much time it takes you to move through each room within the pyramid. Once you have ran out of time or exited the pyramid, you can begin the activity again by searching for the correct door to the pyramid. If you need to resupply, you can enter the bank to the east, provided you have completed the contact quest, or you can bank elsewhere and travel back to the pyramid. Most of the various items looted from the pyramid can be traded to Simon Templeton near the Agility Pyramid for a small amount of coins. Alternatively, these items can be traded into the Guardian Mummy to add teleport charges to a Pharaoh Scepter. This concludes the basics of Pyramid Plunder. If you require more advanced information on this topic, you can find a link to the official Old School RuneScape wiki article on the subject in the description of this video. If this guide helped you, please take the time to give this video a like. If you'd enjoy more videos similar to this one, you can subscribe to this channel for easy access to all current and future content provided. To be notified of future content from this channel, you can also left-click on the notification bell located next to the subscribe icon. Feel free to leave a comment to make a request for a guide similar to this one, and thank you for watching.